Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be diving back into the plus-size fashion debate with my favorite creator as of late, Samira. Here's a link to a video I did on her recently. We're also going to be taking a look at a bonus clip where somebody talks about how fat phobia is rooted in colonialism and the patriarchy. Again, before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
Do y'all know the reason that I say if it look like you can fit it, you better go and get it?
If it look like you could fit it, you better go and get it. Okay, let me see if I can do it. If it look like you can fit it, hold on. If you look like you can fit it, you better go and get it. If you look like you can fit it, you better go and get it.
It's not me trying to tell us to accept the small sizes that these stores have. It is me trying to instill the confidence for some of us to even walk into the store.
Okay. Why do you need confidence just to walk into a store? I feel confident when I walk into a store because everybody that works there wants to sell me stuff. I'm not nervous about what they think. They're nervous about what I think.
Because if you...
Alright, let's see what these comments say. One of them says, "This is why shopping can bring me to tears and makes me so stressed out." The other one says, "Growing up plus size, did anyone else have to shop the jewelry and clothes sections while your skinny friends shopped for clothes, or was that just me?" Well, these are sad stories, but her solution to all of this is not going to be the obvious solution.
Go and look at the comments on that video, you will see this.
And then this comment says, "Shh, this brings me back to crying at the mall, watching my friends find cute things in stores I couldn't shop in." This is all pretty messed up. Let's see what her solution is.
Stories. Countless stories of how these brands have shattered the confidence.
The brands shattered your confidence. Okay, what? Because they didn't have clothes that fit you? So you wouldn't mind being morbidly obese if clothes fit you. What about all the fat phobia and all this other stuff that everybody's always complaining about?
Of people. Since they were in middle school, high school.
If you've been struggling with this since you were in middle school or high school, you have all these body image issues and whatnot, maybe it's time to work on your body. Maybe your issues have little to do with the clothes that you drape over your body and have more to do with the body itself and how you are or are not taking care of it. Maybe this clothes thing wouldn't really be an issue if you took care of some other issues. Maybe.
In my case, since elementary school.
Okay, so you've been feeling bad about your body since elementary school. If you've been dealing with this since elementary school, maybe it's time to take a hard look in the mirror. No matter where you go or what you do, the common denominator in all of your problems is you. There's a saying that I often like to say. You've never heard me say it before, so I guess I don't like to say it that often. But I like to say, wherever you go, there you are. Meaning that you cannot outrun your problems. People try to do it all the time. I'm going to go to this fancy place. I'm going to go eat all this fancy stuff. I'm going to go do this, that, and the other thing. But at the end of the day, you're just left with your own thoughts still. Changing your environment does not change yourself.
Going to the mall doesn't feel good.
Okay. How about walking up a flight of stairs? Does that feel good? Because if that also does not feel good, then I don't think the mall is the problem. Think of the things that you cannot do that others can do, like walking up several flights of stairs with no problem. When you begin to focus on your physical limitations, you will see that the only thing holding you back... Alright, let's read these comments. "Yep, and my mom wonders why I won't step foot in a mall. She's like, just go try. You never know. Girl, yes I do. It's the same story every time." Okay, if you can't fit into any clothes at any stores that you can walk into... And the other person says, "And don't forget that the plus size section are always tucked away in the very back corner." Oh, maybe they wanted to make you walk to get to it. Shh. Sorry. No, but obviously it's not in the front of the store. Are the majority of people morbidly obese? No, the majority of people are casually fat, so you'll find casually fat sizes to be the most prevalent. Can I find my extra small size in the very front? No. Actually, I've given up on clothes. I just have them paint stuff on me. That's the only way it can be tight enough.
And what also doesn't feel good is when these companies cosplay as inclusive.
Okay. We don't have to staring contest every single time, you know.
Victoria's Secret saying that they represent all women.
Well, I guess they're not really size inclusive then, are they? I don't know why we have to stare at the camera for like 10 seconds after every statement. You call a 2X size inclusive? This is ridiculous. The dramatic pauses, man. Martin Luther Queen. Martin Luther, yes, Queen. I'm sorry for that. Was that in bad taste? No, it wasn't. That was great.
Boo!
All right, stop yelling at me. Why do you keep yelling at me, Samira?
And Ari, you're not off the hook either.
Uh-oh. You're not off the hook, Ari.
Because what is that?
Let's see. It says, Ari is more than a brand. It's a movement. That pisses me off too, honestly. Stop trying to pretend like you're a movement. You are just a brand. You are just selling products. You're not a movement, okay? So I agree with you on that, if that's what you were mad at. It's not a brand, it's a movement? No, it's a brand. I hate it when brands pretend to be your friend or your pal or part of some movement. It's all bollocks. Brands don't give a damn about you, and it's laughable when they pretend to. A company will sell you a product for as expensive as possible while manufacturing it for as cheaply as possible so that their margins can be as large as possible because they're your friends, right? Don't pay attention to how we overcharged you fivefold. We're your buddy. Buy more. We're your pals over here at Coffee Inc. We here at ABC Incorporated really care about profits. I'm not saying I'm mad at it, but that's business.
That's a lie.
It is a lie. You guys aren't a movement. You're a stupid brand. Stop trying to pretend like you're part of the community.
Considering your size chart stops at a what?
A double XL. What? Uh-oh. Dude, she's about to get crazy as hell. When she starts laughing first, dude, it's like a villain in a movie. She's like, you thought I was just gonna let that fly, huh? Boom! Ah! Samira, take it easy. I don't know what you're about to say, but you need to calm the heck down right now.
And just as these people cannot tell the difference between lose and loose, a lot of people also do not understand the difference between an XXL and the 2X.
Thank you for calling them out for misspelling the word lose, because people do it all the time. Just lose weight. Props to you for that, Samira. That aggravates the crap out of me, too. You can't be illiterate and then go around trying to take the piss out of people. It looks stupid. You fat and dumb. Lose weight.
They're not the same. And as I said in my last video,
lose and loose are not the same. You're right.
They are cut differently.
Oh, and also XXL and 2XL are different. She's about to explain the difference to us, which I just learned.
An XXL is a straight size, whereas a 2X is a plus size.
That's true. I recently learned, and correct me if I'm wrong, that an XXL is different than a 2XL. XXL is just a size 0 that has gone bigger and bigger and bigger. It's molded after the same model that they used for the size 0. Whereas a 2XL, they actually use a plus size model and mold the clothing to her. So 2XL is actually where plus size begins, and XXL probably doesn't fit most plus size people very well. The more you know. I'm sorry that we had to waste the brain cells learning that. I need every cell that I can get, dude.
So these brands that stop at an XXL, that say they're being inclusive?
They're not being inclusive.
They're not.
Okay, but why does it look like you're gonna hit me right now? Why am I scared that something stupid's gonna happen?
They're not.
All right.
And I wish that we would stop allowing them to play in our faces.
They're playing in your faces. All right, man, you're making me nervous. Why don't you just calm down, okay? These brands are playing in our faces by only going up to a double XL and claiming to be size inclusive. Honestly, she's kind of right. Why are you going to call yourself size inclusive if you only go up to a double XL, which is not even molded after a plus-size person's body? Dude, are they getting me? Am I tumbling down the rabbit hole of fat acceptance? Dude, this is the patriarchy. That's what the hell this is. This is the patriarchy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fat phobia is colonialism. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And yes, it is their fault.
It is? Well, I mean, they did say they were size inclusive, and then they are not. So in that regard, that is their fault. But your current state of being and where you are in life... Martin Luther Queen has a point. If you say that you're size inclusive, why are you just going to go up to a double XL? Double XL, double XL. Maybe now your magazine won't have as much trouble to sell.
It is not our fault.
Nothing is, right? The messed up part about nothing being your fault is that you can't fix anything either, right? If nothing is my fault, I can't do anything about it. If everything is my fault, then I have ultimate control. Which is why I think everything is my fault. I'm sorry, guys. I've been really screwing up this world a lot lately, dude.
Because we...
Okay, dude, all the silence afterward, is that really necessary? Are there mid-rolls in TikTok videos? If this was on YouTube, I would say that she's just milking the time. Like, you're just trying to put more mid-rolls in there. That's what this is. She's like, now the problem is all of these brands. Okay? I've been saying it for years. Not cool. Alright? Why are you still there? God. Okay, you could stop filming. Maybe that's what it is. She just like keeps forgetting the camera's on. She's like, these sizes are nonsense. Oh, the camera's still on? We don't agree with them. It's not really size inclusive. Okay. I'm sorry, Samira. Don't hit me.
We are not made to fit clothes. Clothes are made to fit us.
Okay. I don't know what to say to that, man.
So stop trying to make it seem like it should be the other way around.
Well, some people want to fit into whatever size of clothing, and so they make the necessary life adjustments to be able to do so. I'm currently a size 28, and I want to get down to a size 14. There's nothing wrong with making a commitment to a size of clothing. Maybe some people want to go from plus size to straight size. So I do understand what you're saying when you say the clothes are meant to fit us, not vice versa. But plenty of people do want to reduce their size down to a specific size. I've seen some clothes at JCPenney in a size 10, and I like them, and I want to be able to fit into them. That's fine. I saw this mustache comb, and I had to grow this mustache out so I could use it. That's where that happened. I'm like, dude, that mustache comb is so sweet, but I have no mustache. Get growing. And then I started rubbing mustache fertilizer on my upper lip every day until it grew in.
Thanks.
You're welcome? I feel like Samira could backhand you at any moment in the middle of a conversation. Like, she's got that unpredictability. She's like, yeah. And then I said, be quiet. And then you're sitting next to her, you're like, she keeps, like, getting quiet, and then all loud like this, and then all quiet like this, and that's when I said the thing! And then you're just like, ah! Samira, you're scaring me. All right, now we're going to take a look at a bonus clip.
And we have to beg y'all to make above a 2X? We have to beg y'all to make above a large?
Okay. I don't know why you're spinning around and telling us this, but okay. Oh, because you look so damn good in those clothes that these idiots will see it and be like, what are we doing? We need to switch to plus size fashion exclusively.
And the clothes look good on us, if not better. Well, talk about me all you want, but you will never talk to me. You will never talk to me. Talk to me, boy.
What?
Talk to me.
Okay, so, I don't know what that means, but you'll never talk to her, boy. That reminds me of the background vocals from that Justin Timberlake song. What's that? Rock your body. Rock Your Body. That Justin Timberlake song, Rock Your Body. I'm gonna rock your body. In the background, there's these vocals that are like, talk to me, boy. Talk to me, boy. Sorry. And then there's the one part where Justin Timberlake says, ch, ch, and he starts doing all this weird beatboxing and stuff. That's a good song. I'm sorry, but it is. Now we're going to take a look at a bonus clip about how fat phobia is colonialism.
Offering body neutrality in lieu of body positivity does not help fat people.
Okay.
Or at least not in the way that you think it does. Okay, so body neutrality is an individual choice that you can make to view your body without judgment.
Are those glasses real, or is that a filter? They look animated.
Right? It is a tool that can work alongside what is actually necessary.
Body neutrality is the concept of having a neutral view of your body, not being ashamed of it and accepting it just the way that it is. Or perhaps accepting the flaws that we cannot change, such as like a birth defect or a cut off leg or something like that. Pretty sure.
Which is an active participation in fat justice or fat liberation, right?
Right, which are concepts that are completely needless in today's society. You're fighting a fight that doesn't need to fight against an imagined foe. You're attempting to fight an outward battle to save yourself from the internal dialogue that is negative. Some of you have become so out of touch with yourself that you think that your personal problems are society's problems and you need to enlist others to go on a quest to help you. That is a very high level of delusion.
Right? Which focuses on the material reality that fat people interact with. The biggest issue with fat liberation is the fact that our conversations are constantly derailed by individualistic choices.
Right, you guys dislike individualistic choices in favor of groupthink. We know that.
And conversations that don't actually impact the material reality of fat people.
Right, you can learn to accept yourself, or you can go on some bizarre quest to make the world change for fat people, which is a terrible idea because being morbidly obese is terrible for you. So why would we encourage everybody to be that way by making larger infrastructure? That's like giving out a free beer at every red light when you're driving.
And the consistency in which this is recommended in the conversation when you're trying to talk about fat phobia actually just indicates how much we don't believe fat phobia is a societal construct.
That's right. We don't believe that it is a societal construct. We believe that it is an individual's problem, because it is.
And I really think that there's a necessity to stop offering personal tools as the one way to defeat an incredibly complex.
The people in the body neutrality camp cannot relate. They're a little more tuned into reality than the fat acceptance crowd.
Structure. And the reason it's important to talk about this is because I, along with many other folks who create videos around fat liberation and body politics, are often trolled with the same comments. And not even just from bad faith actors, from just like regular people.
Not just from bad faith actors. Do you listen to yourself speak? I hope this air of authority and sophistication isn't fooling the rest of you. There are so many morbidly obese intellectuals. I don't get it. If we are so intellectual, then why do we not understand that being able to walk up a flight of stairs is advantageous?
Which is them saying that fat phobia doesn't exist. That the structural harm that fat
phobia doesn't exist. People are jerks to people that look different. Period. And there's no phobia about it. Nobody's afraid of you. If people are afraid of looking like you, that's not the same as being afraid of you. If I don't want to look like a spider, that doesn't mean I have arachnophobia. I just don't want to grow 6 more legs.
Phobia creates doesn't exist. That unfair hiring practices don't exist. That
they don't.
Medicalized fat phobia doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
That, like, the fact that fat folks are treated with more violence from the police doesn't exist. Right?
It doesn't. Is violence putting your hands behind your back when they can't really fit? Like, oh, you're hurting me. The cop is like, oh, we're just putting your hands behind your back like we do with everybody else.
Right? That fat phobia is not a direct descendant of colonialism and white supremacist patriarchy?
I would say that it's none of those things, actually. Yeah. Colonialism? The patriarchy? Dude, you are delusional. Your weight was my fault, somehow. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was making a bunch of people morbidly obese with my patriarchal ways, or whatever. I don't know. I was just sitting here. I'm sorry. You used a bunch of buzzwords that would make a lot of stupid people feel emotional. So maybe those dumb people will relate to this, but the rest of us with a functioning brain see this as the joke that it is.
What?
Exactly. What?
So you can see how these conversations that constantly root it back to the individual.
Yes, you're sick of it being rooted back to the individual. It's a community problem. It's not your problem. We get it.
And your personal feelings around your body, while again are helpful and necessary and important journey to go on, does not in fact change the material conditions of my and other fat people's lives.
Yeah, the only one who can change the material conditions of your life is you. You can change the system all you want. Is that going to help you climb up a flight of stairs? Is it colonialism and the patriarchy that prevents you from doing a jumping jack?
It actually is making it harder. Because it isn't being given within a larger context of what we need to do afterwards, which is fat justice work.
Right, the last thing we need to do is work, because that might burn a calorie, and that's fat phobic. What we need to do is get everybody else to change the world for us. Oh wait, that's what we're trying to do, okay.
And you can also be body neutral alongside that.
Alright, so that was a bunch of bollocks, and I disagree with all of it. Their whole entire point is the same point that we've seen repeatedly. All the things that are my own personal problems are not my personal problems. It's the system, and it's everybody else's fault. It's the patriarchy, colonialism. This goes back to the days of Christopher Columbus when he fat-shamed the pilgrims. Happy Thursday, everyone. Please click the like button. 1 like equals 1 mustache comb. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.
Don't leave me here high and dry.